The last time that we had a clarion call to the community was September 6th of 1986. That's a long time ago, nearly 33 years ago. And the man who did that clarion call is in this room today. And he's Tim Rincher with the Capital Journal, right over here reporting again. 33 years later, almost. We have had times in this history of the mission, and I've been here 33 and a half of those years, that we have gone to our donors, and we've had special calls and different things that we've done to try to increase support and awareness for expansion of programs. Back in 1986, Tim came into my office. I was new, he was new, and he asked for our books. So I gave them to him and he walked out the door. I didn't know you weren't supposed to give your books and that's the only copy you had. But Tim went back to the Capital Journal and reported on the condition financially of the mission. That was September. By October, that financial picture turned around. Today we come back again because there is a serious deficit in regards to the amount of money that has not come in this year. So what are the reasons for that? Well, we don't pretend to know them all, but I will say this. As the mission has begun to expand over the last decade into reaching beyond homelessness, but some of those specific areas to examine why we have homeless, such as neighborhoods, as we have gone into examining what has happened with the children who come to us that are in trauma, as we have examined this issue of human trafficking, as we have examined the increased need for people who not only come to us who are homeless, but who come to us who are hungry, which has expanded greatly. That has expanded our need for more resources to be able to go and do those things. The community is behind that, has supported that. Some of the things that we've done in regards to the NetReach program is after 5 years in a Highcrest neighborhood, we said we've done our part. Let's turn that over to another organization called SENT, Fellowship Bible. We have done a number of other things that we turned over that we helped kind of prop up was a youth initiative called Doxaso. They're their own 501c3 today and they're moving forward. The Rescue Mission has had a history of coming along and helping to address needs. Sometimes what we do is we say, who's going to do that? And if nobody else does it, we go try to do it. The community has supported that. But I will say probably one of the things that has suffered has been our homeless issue. And I will own that responsibility because I have given attention to a number of other issues. And at one time we were talking a lot about the homeless. We were visiting the homeless issue. And the homeless never went away. As a matter of fact, the needs are greater today than ever. I will say that Topeka Rescue Mission has had their fire on the end of the hose, putting out fires. There's a lot of fires to put out. Many of you in this room are part of that firefighting effort to put out the fires of the problems, of the suffering that goes on in our own community. But sometimes when we're so busy with our hand on the fire hose on the front end, sometimes we don't have time to go look at the supply line. The supply line, for whatever reason this year, has been unprecedentedly low. In other words, the money has not come in like it has historically. What are the reasons for that? Well, one thing is we haven't sounded the horn since 1986. That's one thing. Another thing is nationally giving is down. Part of that is speculated to be the change in the tax code. But the media will have information today that will explain that information to how it's significantly down in the United States of America right now. So I'm speaking to the choir here. If you're on the front lines of social services, you know what I'm talking about. This is a challenging time, not just for the Topeka Rescue Mission, but for all of us. Some of the other reasons that we think are this is the Topeka Rescue Mission has been barraged with an overcrowded population here for many years. We have had people come to us and have overfilled our shelters. Our policy of no turn away has led to variances with the city, which we are greatly appreciative of. In other words, we wouldn't have more street folks because the city has said, let's work with you to help you to have temporary variances. Those temporary variances have been renewed continually for over a decade. What do we do? Is it ever going to slow down? Is it ever going to get better? That also puts a stress on personnel, puts a stress on systems, puts a stress on the equipment. And so part of our expenditures in 2019 have been breakdowns. Last week, a rooftop handling unit for $30,000 finally gave out after a number of years here. Since 2000, it's been running continuously. I don't have to tell you that the needs are great in our community as well as around the country, but this is our community.